In an ever-evolving digital landscape, for your business to thrive, you must adapt or die. Welcome to Marketing in the Age of AI, the podcast helping you harness the power of AI and marketing tools to revitalize and grow your business. And now here's your host, marketing expert and author of Authentic Marketing in the Age of AI, Emmanuel Rose.
Welcome to this episode of Marketing in the Age of AI. We're going to dig in and talk about podcasting and the efficacy of being a podcast guest and being a podcast host, and why business owners, executives, and especially coaches should be spending time focused on podcasts and the benefits of that. My guest today is Will Green. He's the founder of Business Synergy Group Connect, and he brings over 25 years of award-winning experience in branding and business development, leading the charge and transforming how independent businesses grow. Will, thanks for taking a few minutes to chat with me.
Absolutely, Emmanuel. Thank you so much for having me on the show.
Yeah, it's my pleasure. I'm grateful that you'd take some time to talk about the work that you're doing in the coaching space. So just give me a short description of what's happening in the coaching world.
Yeah. So BSG Connect was kind of founded on the idea of collaboration, over competition. And so what we do is we work with high ticket coaches and help them to develop products and everything that they can sell to their clients. But mostly it's about brand implementation and really helping them actually move the needle in a meaningful way when it comes to their clients. So not just giving good advice, but giving them the tools to be able to provide to their clients at a high level so that they can help them to succeed.
That's good, I'm sure. How long have you been working with coaches in this capacity?
So we started the company about 3 years ago, and we've just been really blessed over the last 36 months. To date, we don't have a coach that's making less than $50,000 a month with us, and so we've been really, really pleased, and we have gotten really lucky with the types of coaches that we work with.
Yeah, and it sounds like that's your system is a pretty solid system if you have that kind of success.
Yeah, I got to give it to them. The coaches, they really want to make an impact, and they're trying to make an impact in people's businesses. And so when they see our system and they understand what we're doing for them, they are just all about, getting it in front of the people that they work with and really empowering their clients. So we're really blessed to be able to work with the people that we are working with. So.
Well, we know that podcasting has become a centerpiece in our culture, and that there's a need for podcasts for all different kinds of topics. Not everybody's going to be Joe Rogan. We know that. We're comfortable with that. But what impact, if any, have you seen of podcasts for coaching or coaching clients?
Oh, I think it's paramount. It's one of those things that you definitely want to get to or have on your radar to get to at some point. And I think the sooner you can get started, the better. You've got a great podcasting platform and everything. And if I can, I'd love to be able to recommend people to you as much as possible, because at the end of the day, if you are an authority in putting yourself in that position where you're going to be teaching others and everything, I think people need to hear your message. They need to understand what you're about, and they need to know that you're the type of person that's actually, that actually cares about their success and their results.
Yeah, and there's some interesting things. We know that the podcast listening market is still growing, even though there are a lot of podcasts on the market. And we know that people are anxious to hear voices from a single person as much as they are from these kind of interview shows. So the U.S. market has got room to have more podcasts in it. And besides the listenership that happens from it, it plays an important role in content marketing, and it produces a very authentic voice in terms of being able to speak the message that you have, and then also being able to take and repurpose that. So, you have any thoughts on repurposing podcast content?
Yeah, I mean, actually, you don't need 50 episodes to get results, right? Like you can even just do 4 just done right to bring in
Yeah,
clients, right? So, like an authority episode, like a client success story, solve a big pain point, and then an invitation to work with you. And the reason that is because it creates evergreen, kind of like a mini sales funnel, if you will, right? And so, what you can do, especially with your service, is they can, get the scripting down, you can record it, and then you can launch these just in like one session. So a lot of people think, oh, this I don't have time to podcast, but literally, if you set up your systems right, you can just like hit record after you have a great conversation, or like on a great conversation, like we're having now.
yeah, I agree, and I provide a very simple content calendar, which would be, yeah, like you're saying, a success story or your client success for that's currently happening, something that you're noticing in trends inside the industry, or an experience that you had that validates those trends. Could be a new product release or new service offer. Those also are valid. And then anything about people in your network that you're noticing, kind of like an employee of the month, but a person in your network of the month. And so there's always something to talk about as a solo show, but then as a prospecting by interview show, you can invite people, LinkedIn connections or other people in your network to be on the show, and then ask them about pain point situation that then leads into a sales conversation. And so I have an example of that where just recently I reached out to a person who was a change management consultant because I wanted to build an education module around change management. And it ended up this person wanted to be podcast guesting on other podcasts, and also needed a website revision. And so it was specifically from a LinkedIn outreach that I did, invite them into my show, and then that person turns into a recurring client. So prospecting by interview is what I call that.
Oh, I love it. Yeah, exactly. It's like a hidden sales call method, right? Like, think about it. You're interviewing your dream client, right? So instead of having all that sales apprehension and everything to approach like somebody that maybe don't feel like you could help, right? Or you might prejudge them. You all that falls away when you're interviewing your dream clients, right? And then the conversation it's the warm up for working together, really, if you look at it, right? So you just invite your highest value prospects as guests. You build a rapport during the interview, and then follow up with a natural offer. You know what I mean, after the interview to say, hey, you know what, you said some great stuff. I want to work with you. How can we make that happen? You know, that's the thing, is that if you can identify the guests and then have somebody help you to handle the outreach and give you a follow up framework, that is so valuable. And that's the thing. If you have a system behind you, it's just a recipe for success.
Yeah, and the other thing that we've developed is the scheduling and pre-show routine. So all that I have automated. So once somebody signs up to be on the calendar, then we have an agent that goes and does some LinkedIn research and summarizes their introduction, and then also creates a list of 6 questions. So that shows up on the calendar invite for me, so that as soon as I open that document, then I have that work already done in advance, all by an AI agent.
Absolutely, absolutely. And you know what? Most podcasters too. This is another thing, a tip that I always am sharing with my clients as well, is that most podcasters, they're chasing downloads. What we do different is that we track dollars. And so basically what we're looking at is, the guests, the topics, and the episodes that are bringing in the most leads and sales. And then what we do is we help to install the system to manage that, so you know exactly what's paying off. So it's really a symbiotic relationship when you have like just a really good podcasting production system, and then you're able to work that in synergy with your CRM, which is what we do with Go High Level.
Right. Yeah. And so you've got multiple dimensions of value from it. It is great to start out as a guest and get some understanding about the process, develop some lead magnets that you can speak about when you're on the shows, and then ultimately having your own show so that you're able to create this networking and interview by prospect process.
Exactly. And getting started, right? Put yourself on a schedule, do a 21-day launch sprint, right? Get on there week 1, record, week 2, start doing the branding and the setup, week 3, like launch and promotion plan, like get it done, right? Because we all have these projects that is sitting in the loom, right? That have just been waiting, right? In the background. Yep. Everybody wants to write a book. They have never started, right? Everybody wants to do a podcast they've never done. You know what I mean? And the other thing is too, it's really about podcasting. To me, isn't about being everywhere, right? And I try to I don't want you to be everywhere. What it is about, and it's just like with everything else that we do with, our CRM and the outreach and like how we systematize things for our clients. It really is about being in the right ears with the right message at the right time. And the thing is that when you have the right system behind you, you can go from 0 to high ticket leads in under a month. It really isn't that hard.
I like that. Yeah. So again, staying connected to the fundamentals of who's your ideal client and how do you reach them, and then putting messages in front of them that help to trigger action.
Exactly. Take the next step. Don't be afraid. The thing is that, good is the enemy of great, but you never get great unless you start.
I like that. And I appreciate having this conversation with you, Will. How do people get in touch with you if they want to have a conversation with you?
Yeah, definitely. So you can go out to our website at bsgconnect.com, or you can just shoot me a direct message at will@bsgconnect.com. Either way is great, and happy to meet with people. Love to network, and I'm always talking strategy with people. I probably give away more good advice than I charge for, but it's a blessing, right?
That's right. Well, I like that ethic, and I appreciate the work that you're doing. And thanks for taking some time tonight.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me on the show again, and I appreciate what you're doing too.
All right. Thanks, Will. Just hang out for me while I close this out.
All right. Sounds good.
All right. Well, good conversation. And I love the idea of building a 21-day launch plan and putting together 2 or 3 episodes in advance so that you can get started in this idea of ready, fire, aim into your own podcast. I hope that you've gotten some value out of the conversation this time, and I hope that you take some time to do some research on podcasting or another lead generation concept, using AI or not using AI, and that you get some of the time back in your week by leveraging some of the tools that are available to us. And with that extra time that you spend that with your friends, your family, and that you get outside in nature, away from the screens. This is Emmanuel Rose, Marketing in the Age of AI.
Thanks for listening to Marketing in the Age of AI. Be sure to subscribe wherever you heard this podcast so you never miss a future episode. Your copy of Authentic Marketing in the Age of AI is available at Amazon.com or EmmanuelRose.com. You can also connect with Emmanuel on LinkedIn. Thanks again for listening, and we'll